Alright, here we go. Splatoon related questions. Mini Alpha asks, how good are you in Splatoon? I am butt garbage at Splatoon. But actually, I'm X-rank and everything, but I have lost it twice. Once in January using the Squeezer and Clam Blitz, and then the other time, this month actually, using the X-Blosher and Tower Control. But if I use one of my main weapons, I can get it back pretty fast. Usually in like one rotation, maybe two. But I'm definitely on the lower end of X rank, like between 2100 and 2500. I think that's the highest I've ever gotten was 2500 in Rainmaker one time. Pony Drosk asks, what's your favorite gear abilities or favorite gear to wear? Favorite abilities is swim speed for more movement and Inksaver sub, so I like to spam sub weapons to make up for my lack of skill. And in terms of like specific pieces of gear, I just kind of, like in real life, I just kind of throw on whatever. Will you do it? How to play Smash Ultimate? I am butt garbage at Smash Brothers also, as well as most fighting games, but there are plenty of tutorials online that are really good. Just pick a character you like, and then look up a tutorial online how to play them competitively, and they'll help you out. Do you play Smash competitively? No, that'd be real embarrassing. Last month I went to KatsuCon in DC, and I think they have a Smash Brothers tournament there. I saw it on the schedule, and I was only at the con just to like carry my friend's stuff because she was cosplaying. Here's a picture of her. Follow her on Instagram. She definitely did not tell me to say that in this video. But I saw they had a Smash tournament there, and I was like, well, you know, I did recently beat World of Light on normal, so maybe I should compete, and I decided against it because I didn't want to embarrass myself. Fane Away asks, how many hours do you have in Splatoon 2? I have 660 hours or more, which actually isn't even that much compared to a lot of other players, especially in X rank. They play for like over 1,000 hours. It's ridiculous. Nakshima Sugiyama asks, what are some of your favorite weapons classes in Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2? Splatoon 1, I was only good with both Tri-Sloshers. That was the only weapon I ever used after a certain point. And then in Splatoon 2, I like the Tri-Slosher Nouveau. I like both Dually Squelchers. I like the Tenatech / Octo Shot. And I like all three Splattershot Pros. But I do try to use a variety of weapons, even in like ranked and league battle. I'll still try to mix it up sometimes. Wee asks, what was your Splatoon 1 main? Tri-Slosher. And what was your current Splatoon 2 main? I really like the Cancel Splattershot Pro, but apparently so do a lot of people, because it's kind of a brain-dead weapon. And Explosion Tutorial, I've been working on it. It's been an uphill battle, but I've been working on it. It should be coming out, I'd say fairly soon. Aguilar asks, what's your least favorite ranked mode? Least favorite, definitely Splat Zones, and then Clam Blitz is a close second least favorite. What do you think are the most important abilities, most important abilities, and why? It really depends on which weapon you're using, but with pretty much anything, you can't go wrong with swim speed. Splatoon's all about movement, so more movement faster means you can get to the objective faster. Ink Brush or Octobrush, and why? I'd say I personally prefer Octobrush because it has longer range and does more damage, and Ink Brush is just mostly kind of annoying, but I have seen a couple of like really good Ink Brush players that I don't like facing in rank. What DHVF and Lotad from Gen 6 ask, what are your favorite maps? Alright, of the maps that didn't come back in Splatoon 2 from Splatoon 1, I'll go with Founder Heights, Museum Sprinkler, and Bluefin Depot. And then my favorite maps of Splatoon 2 are Camp Triggerfish, Inkblot Art Academy, and Humpback Pump Track. Splatling is easier to carry than, and the name gets cut off, but just guessing, I hope it says a Splatling is easier to carry than the rest of my team or something like that. They ask, if you had to pick a Splatoon character to represent yourself, well, what would it be? I'd love to see fan art, or I'd love to draw some fan art. Well, I would love to see some fan art, and I'd totally retweet it and everything. And I've been meaning to commission my friend who's like a professional artist to like draw me some, like an actual avatar rather than using a really old picture of my dog. I think my current avatar, he's like 6 months old in that photo. He's really young. He barely even looks like that anymore. But yeah, if I had to go with something, you could just spitball in here. You maybe do like either the bald head squid or the female Octoling with the default Octoling female hair. You know what I'm talking about? So I kind of play either of those, just alternating, and just put that in like a space suit with like a captain's hat on the suit, and then holding any of the Splattershot Pros and or any of the Dually Squelchers and or the Tri-Slosher Nouveau, and you can run with that. I'm just making stuff up here. I'll edit it in later, and I'll also commission my friend who's an artist after I remember that marketing is important. and I'm bad at marketing, so it'll be a while. Aiden's Dead Channel asks, what's your favorite Splatoon weapon? I pretty much covered that already. And what is your Smash Ultimate main? Honestly, I haven't picked like a new main in Smash Ultimate. I've just been using my previous mains from the older Smash games. So from Melee, I've just been using Roy. From Brawl, I've been using Ness, Game & Watch, and Rob. And then from Smash 4, I've been using Shulk, Lucina, and Dark Pit. And those are my Smash Ultimate mains. Oh, and also Ike. I use him in Brawl and Smash 4 too. Can't forget my boy Ike. Ninja Elite asks, thoughts on the amount of Aerospray. That is a lot of Aerospray. Like here's the thing about Aerospray. It's kind of like a skill sink in that you can play the game and play Aerospray and like get top player in Turf War all the time. But unfortunately, it's like it doesn't really help you get better at the game to just like mindlessly hold the trigger down and like run in one direction. Like a harder to use weapon is in general. It'll help you get better in the long run using one of those more often. But obviously, use whatever weapon you want. But at the same time, like the Aerospray, it'll help you out in the short term, but it won't help you out in the long run. Hope that made sense. Roman asks, how insulted did you feel when the Grizzco Slosher is based off the sloshing machine? I just hate how the Grizzco Slosher only has 4 sloshes for its whole ink tank. And like it's good because it can go through some of the boss salmon, but like 4 really slow sloshes is just like so disappointing, so frustrating to use against like larger groups of salmon. Also, Salmon Run tier list part 2 is coming up. It'll basically just be like a quick video covering the weapons that didn't exist when I made the first one. So be on the lookout for that. Boop Queen, who found my channel from the Monster Hunter and Smash video I made a while ago. So that's another piece of advice for people thinking of making a channel, is that sometimes covering a topic that you don't normally cover will get you a new audience that you weren't hitting before. Boop Queen asks, how do you skip the news? Start the game up in airplane mode or without an internet connection, and then just like only play single player, or I think local battle. And I think that's the only way you can play the game without having to sit through the news. But if you turn on the internet after you start the game up, then you still get the news report. So, you're just screwed either way. Pieza asks, would you rather Inklings and Octolings have a bigger gun if they're all alone? Well, not to be cliche, but Inkopolis sucks. You're a cool person if you get what we're referencing. Name23 asks, what's weapon you are annoyed by in Splatoon 2? Mine's Splushmatic. I'm also annoyed by the Splushmatic. Them and Dapple Doolies and Inkbrush. They're just like pests, They just run up in your face, but they're kind of just ineffectual. Allstar47 asks, what was your favorite and least favorite Splatfest? Favorite was Cats vs. Dogs in Splatoon 1, just because it was the first one and none of us knew what Splatfest was, and it was a lot of fun, even though the scoring system was kind of weird at the end. Because like Cats won more matches, but still lost the Splatfest because Dogs had more people. It was weird. It was fun, but it was weird. Least favorite was probably Cake versus Ice Cream, because we didn't know, because that was the demo one for Splatoon 2, and I have way more friends who have a Switch than had Splatoon 1 and a Wii U. So then we were all set to play, all on the same team. I forget which team we picked. I think we picked Ice Cream. But then none of us, we couldn't get a group of 4 available at the same time, and we also didn't know, the game told us, oh, you can play with your friends in Splatfest now. Oh, that's awesome. But then that was back in the day when the game said, oh, you need exactly 4 people to play in the same team in Splatfest. I'm like, well, that's stupid. So we couldn't play together, even though we'd made plans to do that, so that sucked. I'm glad they patched that out, though. Beardo asks, what are your top picks for old color palettes to return into Splatoon 2? I'd really like to see just, the original color palettes of, the basic weapons, like the Splatter Shot and, Slosher and stuff like that, the original designs from Splatoon 1, just as an alternate color palette in Splatoon 2. That'd be nice to see. But the 2 that definitely aren't coming back, that were 2 of my favorite ones, are the Berry Splatter Shot Pro and the Refurbished Mini Splatling. I think those are 2 really cool color palettes. It's just, aren't going to return. That's kind of disappointing. Crackon asks, can you do my weapon next? I'll definitely make a video on the Splat Roller and Kraken Roller and Kensa Roller at some point this year. I don't know when, but it'll be this year. And Mr. Guy Dude asks, do you like the Kraken Roller? I do like it, but I wish people who would use it would put beacons down more often, because their priority is just go around slaying and then use the baller. But you gotta put down beacons too, help your teammates out. David Orchard asks, what's your favorite Splatoon 2 special? I don't know, I'm pretty indifferent on all of them. If I had to pick one or two, I'd go with, I don't know, Booyah Bomb and Ink Storm. Those are two fun ones, because you just use it and then you forget about it. You don't have to like plan your whole team comp around them, you know? And they're both way more effective than people realize. That helps out a lot. Logan Criley asks, what sub-special combo do you recommend for Clam Blitz? I don't know. I mean, and yeah, Booyah Bomb is pretty good because it can be used both on offense and defense to clear the other team away from the basket. In terms of subs that are good in Clam Blitz, Splash Wall is good on both offense and defense. Splat Bomb can just get your free kills. And then Curling Bomb is good to like help you push in quickly with the Power Clam and get the dunk in to open up the basket. And then specials that are good, well, there's the classic like baller strategy where you like baller in without a Power Clam, and then when your teammates jump in. I've had a ranked battle recently where I tried doing that with the exposure, and my teammates just weren't getting it, and that was really disappointing. Or you can do a strategy I've seen recently where you like have a Power Clam and then activate baller, and then you just like stand on the pedestal and just wait for people to shoot you, and then that they break the baller, which doesn't cause you to drop the Power Clam, and then you just like immediately just dunk it in. And then Bubble Blower is also really good in Clam Blitz because you can just stand in the bubbles after blowing them and then just toss in clams while the basket's already down. And it'll keep you pretty safe, especially if you like shoot a little bit between each clam toss, just to retain the bubble's strength for a little bit longer. And also, what animes have you enjoyed recently? I haven't really watched a ton of recent anime. The most recent season of Attack on Titan was actually pretty good. And I do need to watch Season 2 of Mob Psycho 100. I think that's running right now, it's on the air right now, or being broadcast right now. So I need to catch up on that. I do really like that show a lot. HK asks, do you have any favorite songs from Splatoon that you may or may not be singing along to, as if it's not total gibberish? I'd say my favorite song from Splatoon 1 is Hooked. You guys know which song I'm talking about. That one was really good. I mean, honestly, all the Splatoon 1 songs are really good. Sometimes I listen to them in the shower because they're all 2 minutes long. So like, it helps me keep time because I'll just know how much time has actually passed. I did talk about this briefly in the What is Splatoon video. Well, when Splatoon 2 launched, it just like the soundtrack was just so underwhelming. There's only one like versus song that I actually liked in it. I think it's called Endolphin Surge. That one's really good, but the rest were just kind of like meh. They were just so like meh. And then version 2.0. Like a lot of new songs came out. And I really liked that, like those songs. And I'm glad that those songs came up while I was playing a lot more, it felt like. And then the Octo Expansion songs, I really like those too. I really like those ones. Octo Expansion had really good music. And then in version 4.0, it's just like some of like the worst, definitely my least favorite songs I've ever heard in a video game. Like they all sound like bad anime openings. It's like it's really not. Like music is subjective, you know. Like one thing that I hate, someone else will love. But at the same time, I just really don't like the 4.0 songs. They're just really boring and you can barely. I don't know. They just don't sound good to me. KMJ asks, what's another tip for the try? Just get in close, don't stop moving, just double tap. Really easy weapon to use, as long as you master your movement, it's really easy to use. That's why I like it, because I'm bad. Mr. Derp asks, do you think the devs will release Kensa Collection 5? I don't think so. I think they said that they're not going to release any new weapons, and Sheldon's picks are only coming back because they're old weapons. But if they were, I don't know, I was kind of hoping that like Dually Sculptures would get another set. Not even though I do really like the custom Dually Sculptures as is. That's usually my go-to. But I would like one weapon that desperately needs a new kit are the Tetra Dualies. Like both kits are like, well, one's pretty good, and then one is like the opposite of that. So Tetra Dualies really need another kit. Also, Explosion would be nice to have a new kit for, because the two I've been using recently, and I'm just like, this isn't really. It's not bad, but it's not really cutting it. General YouTube commenter and then it gets cut off. Ask, what's your least favorite Splatoon 2 weapon? Least weapon to play against it would be a good charger or good E-leader, and least weapon to play as really just any charger. I've never really been a big fan of the chargers. Rob Boo asks, if you were to see Battle Dojo return Splatoon 2, how would it work? I don't know, like, On paper, a local split screen mode makes sense, but given Splatoon 2's like team-based nature, I don't think it would really work. I think maybe like a 2-player or 4-player co-op, like local co-op mode, where you go through levels similar to Hero Mode or Octo Expansion, like co-op levels based off of those, or you just like do local like split screen co-op like Salmon Run. I think either of those ideas would work. They also ask, can you say positive things about the undercover umbrella? I mean, the Kensa one was really good and competitive a couple months ago, but that's less about the main weapon and more about like you can torpedo spam and ink armor spam. Those are two useful things in high level competitive play, but it wasn't really much about the main weapon. I still don't think the main weapon is that great. I mean, I'm not saying like Splatoon's a pretty balanced game. You can do pretty well with any weapon, but I think you're just at a disadvantage with any of the undercover umbrellas. Kevin, to you, asks, what do you think about the returning Sheldon's pick weapons? I'm glad they're coming back. I wish we knew what the kits were, because they teased it and they haven't said what they were, but they're probably just going to be more Fizzy Bomb, Torpedo, Booyah Bomb, and Ultra Stamp weapons, which is good, because I think there's right now only 3 of each, which just feels lacking. Like at first I thought they introduced those 4 things to like maybe tease what's going to be in Splatoon 3 probably in a couple years, but no, they're just probably going to add more of those introduced via the Sheldon's pick weapons. Kyle Churchwell asks, what subs and specials are you guys hoping for the Sheldon's picks? A lot of people want the Soda Slosher to have Burst Bomb, because you can do like a quick Burst Bomb combo with like 1 Slosh, 1 Burst Bomb. It's like a really quick kill. I personally prefer Soda Slosher with Splat Bombs, because I prefer Splat Bombs over Burst Bombs. That being said, I will definitely use it if it has Burst Bombs. But yeah, my ideal pick would be Soda Slosher with Splat Bomb and Booyah Bomb. Rand Frames asks, what buffs would you give to 10 Missiles, Booyah Bomb, and Ultra Stamp? And this question was written before version 4.5, so Booyah Bomb and Ultra Stamp have been buffed since then. But still, for 10 Missiles, I'd give them like a temporary echolocator, like from Splatoon 1 for the whole team until the missiles land. I think that would make it like, that might be a little bit OP, but I think that would make it a really good special if it's like echolocator. Like it's basically every member on the other team is tagged with a point sensor for like a few seconds until the missiles land. I think that would be like really good. Booyah Bomb, I'd give it more special meter for your teammates who booyah back, and then for Ultra Stamp, just like a slightly bigger hitbox when you throw it. I think that would be good. Those would be good buffs. Onyx the Dragon asks, given the opportunity to make your own combination of main, sub, and special, what do you pick? That's kind of a hard question, because all my 3 favorite weapons to use, actually 4 favorite weapons to use, all have a set with Splat Bomb, which is my favorite sub. My 4 favorite weapons being Dually Squelchers, Tri-Slosher, Octo Shot, and Spotter Shot Pro. But if I had to pick something, I mean, I did just say like Soda Slosher with Splat Bomb, Booyah Bomb, I'd like those, or Burst Bomb, Booyah Bomb. But what I'd really like to see would be Flood from Mario Sunshine with Burst Bomb and Inkjet. Seems like a pretty obvious crossover that I'm not sure why Nintendo hasn't done yet. Mauro Pacheco asks, what sensitivity do you recommend using with gyro controls? You gotta go +5 and +5. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Sensitivity is completely subjective. Really, what you personally are comfortable with. I recommend just starting with 0-0, and if you want to turn a little bit faster, then just increase sensitivity. If it's a little bit too fast for you, just decrease it. You can only really tell by just practicing. I think I actually use like 0-0 or maybe 0-1. Also, your English is totally fine. Little Miss Rose 64 asks, do you actually think that Splatoon 1 is superior to Splatoon 2? I personally enjoyed Splatoon 1 a lot more than Splatoon 2. 1 is definitely more unbalanced, but it was more like more wacky fun, I guess you could say, and I think it had better game feel elements. But Splatoon 2 is definitely the more balanced game, but a little bit less like wacky fun type of thing. I don't know, when Splatoon 2 content is done, like finally completely done, they're confirmed, like we're not adding anything more to the game, then I'm definitely going to make a Splatoon 1 versus Splatoon 2 video and go a lot more in depth on everything. Eternal Frost asks, wait, did they add white ink? Nope, only for the Splatfest, for Frosty Fest, because that would raise the game's age rating. Scarlet Panda asks, what's the 3 best gear abilities for the custom duelist squelchers? Only 3 abilities. Swim speed for more movement, Inksaber main for more rolls, Inksaber sub for more splat bomb spam. Romic Tomic asks, what's your favorite ranked mode in Splatoon 2 and your favorite special? Favorite ranked mode is definitely Rainmaker, but it was more fun in Splatoon 1. But yeah, I'll make a video comparing that in the future. And favorite special, yeah, again, I don't really have a favorite special. I'm kind of indifferent on all of them, but I guess Booyah Bomb and Inkstorm. And then A7X Alyssa asks, if you're using Baller, does run speed up affect your speed? I tested it out earlier, and nope, I used 3 run speed on one and 0 run speed on the other, and in both cases, the Baller moved with the exact same speed. Okay, so here's my opinion on Nintendo's recent game announcements, and continuing in my tradition of reacting to directs a month after they happen. I'll be talking. Most of the games we're going to be talking about are from the February direct. Also, the first day I went to record the Q&A was the same day as the February direct. So I was like, oh, I'll just include my reactions to all the games in this video, in the Q&A video. And then a month passed, and then I still hadn't done the Q&A video, but I took a lot of notes, so get ready for my notes. And because this Q&A is already way too long, we'll try to do it in 5 minutes or less. Alright, ready, go. Mario Maker 2 looks pretty good. I've played so many goddamn Mario games and 2D platformers on as a whole that I didn't even bother playing Mario Maker 1. Plus, user-generated content, 90% of the content generated is going to be pretty ass. And the most fun part about Mario Maker 1 was watching other people play it, especially the Game Grumps. But game design is a passion of mine, so I'll probably pick this up and make a bunch of levels that other people can play. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I might pick it up. I love the movies, I love the characters. I had the first one because it was a Wii launch title, and that game should have been called Where Am I Going? The game, because it's so easy to get lost in that game. That being said, I might pick this one up on sale. Box Boy looks fine, not for me. I'm not a big fan of puzzle games. Smash version 3.0. I'm ready for Joker, even though I haven't played Persona 5 yet. Even though I really want to play Persona 5 really badly. I have a lot of friends who have Persona 5, so I really need to go to the Hair House and play Persona 5. Hopefully, version 3.0 will also include a stage builder and home run contest, but don't hold your breath. Also, it's really good that they showed that they didn't have anything to show early in the direct for Smash Bros. Or else people would have been blue balls. Captain Toad. I don't care about Captain Toad, but co-op in a game is generally plus to me. Bloodstained, I'll probably pick it up and follow the development of this game for a while. I still need to play the 8-bit version they released a while ago. Dragon Quest Builders 2, no thanks. Dragon Quest 11S, yes thanks. I played the original Dragon Quest for like half an hour, and I still need to play the other Dragon Quest. I really want to play Dragon Quest. I heard they're really good. Disney Tsum Tsum Festival, not for me. Starlink update. I got Starlink the day it came out. I have not taken it out of the box at all, and haven't put the game in my Switch at all. I just haven't gotten around to it. Rune Factory 4 and 5, not for me, but I have a really good friend who loves Rune Factory, so I'm happy for him. See, that's an opinion you can have. You can not like something, but be happy for other people who have it. That's one of the stupidest things I saw for this direct, was the flood of people saying, oh, what a shit direct because they talked about 30 games and all 30 games didn't appeal to personally me. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know anyone who plays every single game, and like they cover a wide array of genres, so if there's like 4 or 5 games that you like after watching a direct, then I'd say it's a pretty good direct. Oninaki, I played I Am Setsuna, which is also made by this studio, and I wasn't a big fan of it, but maybe this game's better, but I probably won't pick it up. Yoshi's Crappy World, it looks cute. I played the demo and it was fine, but I don't know, it's not really for me. Fire Emblem Three Houses, oh boy, if you listen to the earlier parts of this Q&A, you know I'm a big old Fire Emblem fan. At least I'm a fan of the older games. I mean, you call me the elitist if you want, but the only game I actually disliked was Fates. Pros for Three Houses: 1, actual world building, unlike in Fates, thank God. The game looks a lot more cinematic than ever before, which is awesome. I like a lot of the character designs. They don't look like they're the fucking titty monsters from Fire Emblem Heroes. Cons. I'm not a fan of the whole fucking my unit, fucking self-insert fanfic character as the main character. And why does the female one have a belly shirt? It's just like, we are fucking under attack. This is an unpopular opinion, but I really, really, really don't like the new theme song for the main game. And I'm not a fan of the whole another 1,000-year-old dragon who looks like a child. Yeah, I can't wait to see lewd fan art of that. Oh no, it's okay because it only looks like a kid and they're half naked. Spoiler alert, it looks like child porn, it's still child porn. Please stop defending this. Mixed opinion. The whole thing takes place in a school, which is odd. If the school is just like an advanced preparation screen, then cool, I'm all on board. But if the story is a high school anime drama, then no fucking thank you. Also, your main character is a teacher there, so if you can date the students, then this game is fucked. But then again, Fates had like casual incest, so oh, it's okay if it was only your half sister. No, if you're related by blood, it's still wrong. This might be an unpopular opinion, but if you have the same mommy, or if you have the same daddy, or both, it probably shouldn't be fucking. Another mixed opinion is the character customization. On one hand, I like the fact that there is a lot of character customization, but I don't know, at least in the older games, I always felt like a character's class is part of their identity. If you can just make any character, any class, then they're really just like base stats and growth rates, and then also supports and hair color, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. Overall, am I gonna get this game? Of course I am. I'm gonna get it day one because I'm a devoted bitch to this series. Tetris 99, I played it a couple times. I'm butt garbage at Tetris. I get like 50th every time, so I stopped playing it. Dead by Daylight, don't really care, not for me. Deltarune, I'll get around to playing it eventually. Daemon X Machina, I played the demo and I liked it. Looking forward to this game, but I hope there's more game to it. Grid Autosport, I've been looking for a good driving sim, so I might pick this one up. Hellblade, need more info, but looks alright. Mortal Kombat 11, last time I played Mortal Kombat, I was at a barcade with my girlfriend. She's never played Mortal Kombat before, but she beat me every single round using Katana, so yeah, this game's getting a big old skip for me because I ain't about to be embarrassed again. Unravel 2 looks fine, not for me. Assassin's Creed 3, more like Assassin's Creed 3 frames per second. Haha, original joke, please laugh. I might pick it up if the frame rate is fixed in the actual game. Final Fantasy 7, I played it like 10 years ago. I played it like 100%, got Gold Chocobo at Knights of the Round, got Omni Slash way early. I really don't need to play this game again. Chocobo Dungeon, not for me. Final Fantasy 9, I mean, I played it again 10 years ago, and I got to the final boss and just never got around to beating it. I don't know what it was. I made it to the end of the game and I just really wasn't interested, so I just kind of stopped playing. Astral Chain. First I thought it was Xenoblade X2, then I thought it was Yu-Gi-Oh, then I thought it was JoJo, then I heard Bridget's voice actor from Xenoblade 2, but I'm definitely going to pick this one up. It's great that it's new IP. Platinum Games is honestly kind of inconsistent. You only remember their good games, but they've also made a lot of shit. But this one looks like one of their good ones, so I'm definitely going to pick this one up. Link's Awakening. It's one of the few Zelda games I haven't played, so I'll definitely pick it up. People complain about the art style, but I think it was more so the jarring change between like the hand-drawn animation cut to like the toy-like looking animation, but I honestly think the art style looks fine, and hopefully there'll be extra stuff added into the game. Pokemon SNS, I think it looks fine. It looks like the next step up from the 3DS games. Pokemon have never really been technical marvels since like Gen 2. And the mainline games were just fine in Gen 6 and 7. Some people were expecting Pokemon Breath of the Wild, and I think that's a very unrealistic expectation. I think this game's gonna be aight, like all the Pokemon games are. They're aight. Ace Attorney's coming to Switch. I've already played the first 4 Ace Attorney games and the Miles Edgeworth game. I still need to play the 3DS games, but I'm really looking forward to replaying all of these games. That's it. This Q&A is finally done. Also play Wargroove, it's really good.